Hey girls, this is probably going to be the 5th or even 6th video that I've made regarding Starfield on my channel, but I am going to just go ahead and keep talking anyway because I am telling you girls, I really love this game. Interestingly though, I actually did uninstall the game a while back because during that period I was really struggling for hard drive space on my computer, and Starfield is definitely not a small game. I wouldn't say it's incredibly stupidly massive. It's like 125 gigabytes, which is a lot, but it's not as big as other games like Black Ops 6. Let's move beyond this conversation though, because I did not make this video to compare sizes. Recently, my boyfriend finally started playing the Fallout games, and like I've said I think twice already, watching him play the games and me coaching him through it just made me go, okay, I'm sold. This justifies my 300th playthrough of Fallout 3 and New Vegas. And after I had my fill of those games, I started playing Fallout 4 again, which I also talked about. I just really love the Fallout games. Like, they're my favorite games of all time for obvious reasons. And of course, once I started to get burned out with Fallout 4, I just had the ginormous, huge urge to re-download Starfield and begin another playthrough. And as of me making this video, the game is 1.5 years old, and it's pretty well known that Starfield definitely had a mixed reception. Some people like it, some people think it's mid, and others hate it, but I am firmly in the like it camp. Like, seriously girls, there are definitely some things about this game that really stink, but I just can't help but have a great time every time I boot it up. I just really enjoy the atmosphere and tone of the game. I actually really like how lighthearted it is compared to the Fallout games, and to a lesser extent, the Elder Scrolls games. Bethesda absolutely nailed the atmosphere with Starfield. It gives off this vibe of being cold and lonely, but not in a grimdark, depressing, sad way. But literally every time I load my save file and enter the shoes of Captain Catherine, I just feel engrossed and immersed in the galaxy. Moving beyond the general mood of the game, I also think the general gameplay, like the movement and the gunplay, is surprisingly really well done. Something else that I really love about Starfield is the musical score. It is literally, I know I say this word a lot, but I am not exaggerating when I say this. The music in the game is fantastic, and it actually reminds me a lot of the Fallout games in that regard. The music is really what drives the game's atmosphere to extraordinary levels. Another thing that I don't see enough praise for is the lock-picking system, digi-picking. I unironically enjoy lock-picking in Starfield, not even mainly for the loot you get, but just for the act of doing the minigame. It is seriously so awesome to have a puzzle in a video game that makes you actually have to use your brain, and it's not something that you can just brute force. And I just want to say, after Bethesda used the exact same lock-picking system for 4 games in a row, I am literally so glad they tried something new, but not only was it new, it was better. But anyway, it is time for me to temporarily stop the glazing of Starfield and admit that there are some things about the game that just make it sink a little. For starters, the main storyline is honestly pretty bad. And I know that was a big critique a lot of people had, and it's definitely one that I have as well, but it doesn't really bother me very much because I don't think Bethesda games have ever had good main storylines, to be honest. Oblivion's was pretty decent, but I don't really like the story in Fallout 3, Skyrim, or Fallout 4. So Starfield just, I wasn't expecting anything when it came to the story. Also, he might say a few silly things every now and then, but Todd Howard said one quote in the past that really, he cooked with it. I'm gonna be real. And that quote is, the most important story in a Bethesda game is the story that the player creates. I literally have an entire backstory for Captain Catherine, and she is the leader of a anti-heroic pirate crew, and like, the game is just fucking awesome. It is literally so goddamn fun to play. It's a big shame about the main story not being good, but also the technical issues. I will admit that my PC's CPU is really freaking old. It is a Ryzen 5 1600, which, if you didn't know, that is from 2017, which was back in the dinosaur ages as far as PC hardware is concerned. So as a result, the game does get pretty freaking laggy every now and then, and it's really, really bad in Aquila City. I hate that goddamn city. Let me tell you girls, I was ranting about it to my boyfriend. Aquila City sucks. I don't know what the fuck the problem is with Aquila City, but every time I go there, I get frame drops down to like 15 FPS, and it's just, it really screams optimization issue, because in the bigger cities like New Atlantis and Neon, the game doesn't run that great, but it does not run as bad as that fucking city. It's also the least interesting city in the game to begin with, so it really just has nothing going for it. Like, fuck that place. But anyway, that's gonna be the whole video. I actually really want to end this short because me talking about Starfield has me really wanting to go and play it. I only started my new playthrough a few days ago, but I already have like 20 hours played. So that means I've been playing for like 5 hours a day, which for me, that's kind of a lot. That's all I have to say today though. Besides the story being a stinker and the prominent technical issues, I really love Starfield despite its mixed reception. It very quickly became one of the it's definitely one of the games of all time for sure, but it's a game that I've gotten a lot of hours out of already, and it's something that I will get even more hours out of as the years go on. But yeah, I'm running out of words to say, so I'm just gonna stop. I'll see you girls in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, girls.